Hi guys, so this is a quick little update on how all my PVA glue kind of artworks ended up as. I've got the dog throwing the ball everywhere. I'm going to start off with just going through them. I would do them on order, but I can't actually remember which order they were. So this is one of the first bigger pieces. This one was silicone, and as you can tell, the surface was quite flat and smooth. It's quite good consistency. But because there's quite these like little textured bits underneath, so basically there's these little textured bits from previous pours and bits of acrylic paint, which obviously I think just made making the paint move, which in turn, that's my dog's ball, she doesn't want to stop playing, which in turn basically kept the paint moving, and that's why in the middle it's kind of very fluid, should I say. So still quite happy with this one though. Like some of the colours I turned out around the sides were really quite nice. This one actually had some of the ink in, but I think that one completely disappeared actually. There's like slightly tints of it in the yellow. That's pretty much it for that one. So that one was about, I think it was a 20 by 20. I'm just going to go for this one. So this is one of the first 10 by 10s that I did. I think it's actually the first one. This one was with no silicone, just with fairy liquid, and it has these lovely bits of gold popping through the cells. Obviously with silicone, well, not with silicone, with this one I'm trying to say you can achieve cells without silicone. The only problem I had with this one is that I didn't run off the paint enough, so halfway through this part started moving and thickening up. You can see it's kind of thicker up in that corner than the rest of them. It's not a problem, like luckily I managed to solve it with literally just pouring it off a little bit. It didn't mess up much of the composition. It still turned out quite nice, and very gold just makes it really quite cool and aesthetically pleasing. The dirty pour that I did, this is like one of my favourites I've ever done. Gold that I use is just beautiful. It turned up pretty well, and surprisingly I didn't put actually a lot of blue in this, which is what happens. Well, blue's a very, I find, pigmented colour, and it just tends to show up through everything, but there is bits of white and wine blue, and obviously the gold, because the gold was the last thing I put in. Do have to say this was mixed in with Floetrol, but only the gold was mixed in with PVA glue, and it dried pretty well actually. There's no like lumps or bumps. There is a bit where you can see like the gold separated where it's being risen to the top, but that might be the actual paint rather than the PVA. Anyway, very very happy with that one. This one's 10 by 10 as well. Next we have the first silicone and PVA acrylic pour that I did with the ink included, which is a lot to experiment at the same time. But this one was probably the best one I've ever done, especially with the inks, because you can still actually see like the tint of the ink. I think the inks are quite good for tinting colours, because obviously this has turned a lot more orange, and it was actually red, that reddy kind of purpley colour that I put in. The cells are amazing. Like, it's surprising how much developed after about an hour of it processing. So very very happy with this one. This had no black in it either, but just because this does use silicone, it does not mean you can't not use silicone. You can still use fairy liquid with quite good results. So very very happy with this one. This is 10 by 10 as well. This is another ink one, but this one, I am happy with how it turned out because of it had a lot going on basically. This one was basically me trying out black, white, bit of gold and red ink at the same time. There's just a lot of black in here. It's not to say it isn't nice, I really really like it. There's bits of like the ink popping through towards the corners of the MDF board, but you also have these really nice like white kind of detailing across the board with also the black all around it. That is that one. I really like the gold, it just shimmers. Okay, last but not least, this is like the last one I did. There was 2 others that I did do, but they didn't turn out so well. Like, I think they were probably the worst ones I've ever done. It's just kind of ironic because I had the best ones come out next to the worst ones that I've ever come out. So this one is roughly 10 by 10, no 10 by 10, 20, oh actually I think it's a 30 by 30 inch MDF board. This one was silicone, and as you can see it started to run off. I think the board is slightly warped as well, so that probably didn't help. Also, I set this outside in the wind compared to the rest of them, which were sat inside, just because it was a really nice day. And how it dried, I don't think you can see. Basically, like the paint, well, PVA, I think started to set on the top, and then it just kind of started to move around. The texture's still quite nice though. There is some definitely pretty cool things going on in this composition. Like, you've got the really dark areas versus the kind of lighter inked-fied bright colours with this kind of line going through it all. I don't know what it looks like, but it kind of reminds me of like the sea, and then kind of the horizon setting with like a storm. Very much like one of Turner's paintings. As all with all my artworks that I've done, I'm very happy with it, even though I might be redoing some of them. Probably none of those I've just shown apart from one or two. Does not mean that I have not learnt from them. So I hope that you guys find this very interesting and insightful. PVA glue is pretty good at using instead of Floetrol. 1, it's cheaper. 2, you get more of it for your money. And 3, basically, you can kind of get the same results, but you just got to make sure the mixture is good consistency, because especially with the white, because the white can be really hard to mix up.